Welcome back. In this episode, we're going to do a little bit of work around the docks. So we'll start off with Lizelle, and we're just going to head straight down the docks. And she's got a super far jump because we have Cloud Giant String Potion. We'll jump past the Sea Temple and over here to this boat. This is a bit of a gimmicky fight. So this is a cursed ship, and when we jump on it, we're going to get exposed to a disease. If we get it, we can cure it with lesser restoration. So if your constitution save is unsuccessful, just use the Amulet of Sylvanas from the Emerald Grove. Again, we'll want to double check and make sure that our reactions are not automatic. The gimmick of this fight is when we open the chest, we're going to get this little imp that shows up, and is not particularly dangerous, except that if we do damage to it, the damage that we do is returned to the character like 3 times as much, I think. So it's absolutely crazy amount of damage that you can take. The characters at this level are really strong, and so they might kill themselves in the retaliatory damage. Not a big fan of this fight. I think that, especially for new players, they may not know that they have the ability to turn off reaction attacks, and so they just are automatically going to get hit by this guy. But I'll show you how easy it is to beat it. So we'll just click on the chest, and we get this imp. It's super, super fast. It's got alert as well. So it's trying to sting us. We'll use Indomitable. We do not want to take an opportunity attack. So we'll run over next to it. I'm going to click throw. And you do not need to be strong to throw this imp at all. And we'll just throw it straight into the water. And we took damage for throwing it, but that's about it. So we took a couple points of damage. And that's how to defeat this imp. If you do it the other way, it is bound to be bad. We're going to take these fish, actually, because the cat Terra uses them as trade. So when we want to buy equipment from Terra, if we want to buy equipment from Terra, we can use fish rather than trying to trade her other items. And we'll bring Lizelle back up here. We could have just used the waypoint. Alright, so we want to keep one character at camp if we can. We're actually going to bring Asterion here, so we'll just send Lizelle to camp for now.
How delicious.
And we're going to go to the Great Harbor docks. And let's talk about the Steel Foundry here, the Steel Watcher Foundry. So one of the complaints about this quest is how difficult it is to save all of the Gondians, and it really is. So they're overmatched, and the AI for them is not particularly great. And one of the ways to get around this is to avoid as much of the combat as possible. So while Asterian's not observed, we're going to pick the lock and open it. And we can see the Steel Watcher is patrolling. We're going to wait till it's come back and turned around. And so what we're going to do for our strategy for the Foundry is we're going to learn the shutdown code for the computer that's running the place before we even go to the Iron Throne. So we're going to enter turn-based mode, and we will dash over here. And cunning dash just to get to the door. And And we could click through all these guys. I'm not worried about the speed. If you are, feel free.
With a flick of the wrist.
Whoops. We got the wrong character selected because of that. So we'll unlock the door, open it, and step inside. And we get a little experience just for walking inside. There's some discussion over here, a door over here. We've got to be a little careful because there are some of the inventors walking around and their sightlines can come in here. So we'll back up. And what we're really going to want is a bunch of invisibility. So let's take a look at our potions of invisibility. We've got a whole bunch of them. We'll just hand them to Asterion for now, and we'll drink one. We no longer need to crouch, so we can stand up, and we're just going to run straight in.
Don't fall asleep.
There's a cutscene if we watch in there where one of the Baneites is tormenting a woman. They're super evil. Here we go.
Asking the impossible. Gyrometics require a steady hand and a sharp gaze. I can barely keep my eyes open. I need to rest.
You have a son, do you not? Is he as lazy and pathetic as his spineless mother?
Wait! Stay your hand, I beg you.
Prinsky's motivation sequence activated.
Tell me, Gondian. Tell me about your son.
He's not... Yes, Overseer Holt. He's frail in body and mind like me, like all of us. Yet by your grace, he lives.
And your wife?
She was useless and interfered with production quotas. You were wise to remove her from this world. Forgive my outburst. I will work through the night. This Watcher will be operational by dawn.
I will allow it. But if your work is anything short of impeccable, your son will die screaming. Is that clear?
Yes. Overseer Holtz.
So yeah, they're super evil. Here we'll lockpick the door. And head inside. So, while it looks like this guy is completely blind, he actually does have a very small sight radius. You can see that red right there. So, we're going to come down, and the first thing we want to do is take a look at the book that he's carrying. So, we'll get close to him and get into turn-based mode and walk up. And we see that we've got this book, The Property of Xander Tubin. We've got a -6 to steal it, so it's automatic. Asterion can only roll a 10, so no risk. And we'll read the book.
Isn't his true name? Gods can't make anything easy, can they?
So we learn that we need to know the true name of Gond, and that's going to be found downstairs. So we'll head to this door, and we'll drink another potion of invisibility and enter. And again, we don't need to crouch while we're invisible. Nothing down here is going to see us. So we're going to run straight across the room and up onto the platform where these guys are doing their experimentation.
I'm going to be merciful and
And we'll enter turn-based mode. And what we want to look at is this row of books, and we want to read. We don't need to pick up, just read right here, the history of Gond, and we get the name that we're looking for.
His true name is Nebula. I would have stuck with Gond personally.
And then we'll exit turn-based mode, and we want to keep an eye on the remaining terms of invisibility always when we're in here, so we don't want to get caught. And we're going to run to this door. It's locked. We're going to enter turn-based mode again. We'll crouch. Let everybody run around a little bit. We just want to make sure that when we're lockpicking that we're not visible. This is a pretty difficult check. We have a lot of lockpicks and a very high bonus. And we made it on the first try. But you might not, and that's okay. So we'll drink another potion of invisibility, exit turn-based mode, stand up, and head out. We're going to go out the same way we came in. We're just going to run right across the room here. And we can see everybody's red down here. No one wants us to be down here. We're going to go aggressive if they see us.
Tell me, what was your friend's...
And we'll head up again. If we're really, really fast, we can just about get out on this invisibility charge, but don't worry about it. Invisibility potions are relatively cheap. And if we make it to this area, we can just crouch and exit. And we've got one round left.
You've wandered into a forbidden area. You sense it might be time to leave.
And we'll just go ahead, since we're caught, we will remove ourselves. And it just puts us right outside. So we now know the true name, which is the password that we need for the computer, and we unlocked the door to the room that's in there. So any character that we have, once we feel ready to deal with the Steel Watch, can use invisibility potions, run to that door, open it, run to the end of the room, use the code, and shut the computer down. But we're not ready for that yet, because we first want to deal with the prison where all of the Gondians' families are being held. But that's what we came here to do, was the pre-work for that quest. So thanks for watching, and now you too know the true name of Gond. I will catch you in the next one.